Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to do a video on how you can use the leftover juice from Cowboy candy. If you've ever canned Cowboy candy, you almost always have leftover juice. I try to tell you guys every time I've done a video, save that juice. It's great for a marinade. It is just great for a lot of things. But today I'm going to show you what you can also make with it so you have something made out of it instead of just saving the juice. Today it's going to be Cowboy candy barbecue sauce. Let's dive in. So today we have a full quart of the juices left over. So if anyone knows anything with the mason jars, a full quart is 4 cups. So we're doing 4 cups of the leftover juice, the leftover Cowboy candy, just straight into a stock pot. That amazing goodness. Now if I would have thought that out a little bit, I would have shook some juices up. So we're going to try. Because you always get a little bit of powder left at the bottom. That isn't going to just pour out. So we're going to utilize the shake method. Just didn't think it out originally. So shake it up. Unless you're doing it instantly after. Still not going to get every last drop of it. But there's your 4 cups of the marvelous Cowboy candy. Now you need 6 cups of tomato sauce. That may be what you've already canned. It may also be commercial bought. It doesn't matter. I have some canned stuff that we're going to use. That is very well sealed. Which is a good thing. So again, you need 6 cups, so we need 1 whole quart and half of a quart. Go figure. So since I have 2 quarts here, I do have another 2 cups worth of Cowboy candy that I will just go ahead and use. That way I don't have to waste any of this. We'll use up the barbecue sauce, correct? I had purposely been saving this for later use, but since we need another 2 cups, I'm just gonna use the 2 cups. So technically, if you're doing 6 cups of Cowboy candy juice, you're going to use more of the sauce. We're actually a cup short on the sauce, but it's just going to have to do. We're going to be short somewhere. You need 3 tomato paste to thicken it up. So if you had access to like a cheap sauce for 6 cups worth of the Cowboy candy, you would have done technically 9 cups of sauce. So I'm a cup short. I don't want to open another jar of my sauce. I'm just going to go with it. I don't know why I'm over here banging this around when I have one of these. These are wonderful for getting that excess out of these jars. There's 1. Now we gotta do 3 of these. So we're multiplying the recipe technically by 3, just because that's how I roll. So since we're multiplying this by 3, it's going to be 3 cups of brown sugar. Go through a lot of brown sugar, and vinegar with canning, and salt. One and a half cups of Worcestershire sauce, and I probably said that wrong. One and a half cups of vinegar. You can either use white vinegar or apple cider. I'm choosing to use apple cider since we use apple cider to do the Cowboy candy. I figure I'll just stick with the same vinegar that we've already been using. So 1.5 cups of that. Three-fourths a cup of honey. I do have some real honey, good honey, but it costs so much money. I'm going to use this stuff, the cheap honey. Go lay down. Three tablespoons of onion powder. Three teaspoons of garlic powder. Three teaspoons of salt. I choose to use the canning and pickling salt. Otherwise, I would use kosher salt, not iodine. Unless you're not planning on canning this. If you're not going to can it, no big deal to use iodine salt. But since I am going to be canning this, I'm going to use canning and pickling salt. And 6 teaspoons of smoked paprika. If you use smoked paprika in your cowboy candy, you don't need to put more in. If you don't use it, then put some in. I can smell that cowboy candy. It smells amazing. Now once all the ingredients are in the pot, you're going to put it on the stove and get it up to a boil. Once it's boiling, reduce the heat down to a simmer. Make sure you're stirring it regularly through the whole process so you don't burn the barbecue. And you're going to let it simmer for 20 to 40 minutes until it reaches the desired consistency. Remember, you are going to be water bathing this, so it will get thicker in the water bath as well. So you might want to leave it a little thinner than your normal consistency. So once you've had your barbecue boiling or simmering technically for that 20 to 30 minutes, I did 20 minutes, you're going to take your hot sterilized jars out of the pot, your boiling pot. Sure, I forgot to tell you to do that, but make sure you're sterilizing your jars while your barbecue is cooking. You're going to take your sterilized jars out and you're going to ladle your sauce into the jars with a 1/2 inch of headspace. Guys, if you haven't tried this yet, it is amazing. This will quickly become a staple in your house. Trust me on this. It is so good. Definitely don't throw away that cowboy candy juice, because this stuff is so good. So you're gonna ladle it in. This recipe is for 1/2 pint or pint jars, so I don't know the water bath times for quarts. Although you're probably gonna want some quarts of this for when you're barbecuing some chicken. And ooh, this is just good, guys. It's good. Goodbye, Sweet Baby Ray's. Hello, Cowboy Barbecue. That's what we're gonna call it, Cowboy Barbecue. But you're gonna fill all your jars. You're gonna then debubble the jars and wipe your rims, and then put your cleaned, sterilized lids onto your jars. They don't need to be boiled anymore according to Ball. So there's that. So once that's all in there, make sure there's no bubbles. Once you do that, you may be able to put a little bit more barbecue in. I definitely can on that one. So it looks like by doing that, we're going to be able to get a little bit more in. Not that one. My daughter says it smells like pickles. I don't smell that. I smell amazingness, but once you got everything in there, you're ready to wipe your jars. Got anything on the rim, which usually if you're using a funnel, you're not going to get anything on the lid. But to be safe, wipe it up. Trying to find a spot to set that. And then you're going to take your clean lids, like I said, no longer need to be boiled, just cleaned. Put them on and finger tighten your band. Sorry, you can only see my hand right now. You don't want it too tight, so put it on and just finger tight. Once you have everything jarred up and ready to go, put it inside your canner. Make sure your water covers it by at least 2 inches and bring it up to a rolling boil and cover it. Let it boil for 20 minutes. Once 20 minutes is up, you need it to sit off for 5 minutes and then you can take it out. So after 24 hours of waiting and having this sit out on the counter, you need to check the seals. To do so, first you take off the band. Do not store it with the band because the band not only could cause the seal to break prematurely, but it also could cause a false seal. Meaning that the seal breaks and in the right conditions, it reseals itself because the pressure of the band being there. You would never know because it's now sealed. And meanwhile, harmful bacteria is now forming inside the jar. So take the bands off. Check, make sure that the middle button is down. It doesn't make any pinging sounds. And then if you can pick it up by the lid without it falling off, it's not loose at all, it's done. Now you can label that, put it on your shelf, and you can enjoy this up to at least 1.5 years later. Some people will enjoy it longer, but Ball says 1.5 years. Granted, if you notice, these aren't Ball lids. I've been buying generics, and they have been working amazing for me. So why spend all the money on Ball when I can get them cheaper elsewhere? So, happy canning, guys. Hope you guys learned something. And be kind. You don't know what anyone is going through. We'll catch you on the next one.